Hey tubers, it's Thursday, September 14th, and what we're 9:23:24 in the garage time, and we're about 84 in the garage. Been cleaning out some of the backyard. Tomorrow's big trash day. My son moved. He took those out of the garage in contemplation of taking them to his new place in Texas, and never did have room for them on the moving truck, and just sat here, and so I'm throwing the shelving units out. Don't have no need for them. So I've been working on that most of the morning, getting it all cleared out of the back. I still have a little more in the back to bring out and get out there, but for the most part that's the major stuff. I haven't done anything on the car. Realized as I was cleaning off the shelf, I forgot to put the catch can in. We ended up getting some hose, some new clamps, and hang on, let me see if I can do this. Come on. Guess it's going to fight me all the way. So, with the cold air kit being right here, and it comes right up to the radiator, there's no room to mount it. So what I was thinking is maybe mounting it right there, and then come out of this hole, and then put it there. Or we can mount it here and come out of that hole. But this seems like the logical place. Or maybe bring it down just a little. Couldn't put it there in this one because of there, but I wanted to somewhat line it up with this hole here. So that's what I'm going to be playing with today, is figuring out where I'm going to put this catch can and then run this, because the feed's into here and then the overflow goes down here. If I get it over too much in this area, remember the headlight bucket goes in here and it bolts to here and here and here. So roughly from this point here over this way, we got to stay out of it. And so all in all, I think this is going to be it. Increase that bolt size, but this is getting up into the hood and the header panel, so I don't know, maybe down here. And then just drape the overflow down and put a sheet metal screw into here and clamp the hose to where it comes down to here. But if I'm getting into there, I'm going to get into the radiator flange. So I don't know, I could put a spacer on that, but then that's going to be out for that. So got to watch it because of the hose. So, but let me get back up. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. But as you see, where I did have it bolted before was roughly right where this bolt was here. And it came down, here's the overflow, and it came down and went in. But this is where this was designed to go. And I don't want to sit there and change anything on this because it's in and it's good. You notice I reclocked all the clamps so it'd have a nicer look. First time in there was just to sit there and to get it in, but this last time is when I put it back in, I just reclocked all the clamps to get the clamp itself underneath. So that's what I'm working on today, and we'll see what happens. And when I get more, oh, and that hole down there will have this grommet in, because the grommet just fits the hose really nice. And this grommet, to get it in, needs a 7/8 to a 1-inch hole. And I went out to Harbor Freight and got a new unibit, which will be used one time to give me the hole to get the clamp in. So I got to be sure, or get the grommet in. So I got to be sure where I'm going to mount this to where I drill this, because I don't want to do it again. So that's what I got going on for now. When I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Hey, tubers. Oh, got the catch can in. And as you can see, I couldn't use the grommet. This is double wall, and the grommet I had was for single wall. But it fills here, up here, and then down for the out. So it's the only place where I think I could have, where I thought to put it to where it would work. So that's it on the car for today. But let me gather up a few things, and we'll head out back, and I'll show you a few things out there. More in a minute. Later. That's where all that shelving that I'm throwing away was at. And the plastic bins that you see underneath are deteriorated. Those have Camaro parts in it, and that whole thing used to be full of them. But I've been purging the parts as we've been going through, and those bins are about trash. So that's the next phase, is doing that. Also, I've got some treated lumber, and we're going to get ready to start the compressor room out here. See what else. Got some deck mate screws. I love these things. And 3/8 by 2 1/4 wedge anchors for concrete, and that will be for locking it down. I'm not going to lock it to the house, but it'll be tied to the slab. The slab is tied to the house. And the reason for the screws is that if anybody ever wants to take it apart, it'll be easy taken apart, and if they want to, they can reuse the lumber. That's why I do screws, if you notice. That's what this thing's built with, and it's the deck screws again. And this thing's lasted years out in the weather and everything. And that was actually built out of leftover lumber from when we built the patio cover. So we're going to get started on this, because the slab is pitched down this way. It's yeah, down this way. We're going to have to build a platform to level the compressor, and that's why there's so many of these. And so we're going to end up with 2x4s on the side, and figuring out the pitch, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and to level it out. And we'll build the platform. The center of the platform will be open for the drain valve of the tank. I want to put a larger drain valve in, and then we'll pipe that outside and over. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on. I want to thank everybody for subscribing, watching, and of course leaving comments. Later, guys.